Dan, what do you do to develop your abilities strategically and tactically?
That's actually a pretty intelligent question. So first of all, here's what you don't want to do. There's some people, and I've seen this with entrepreneurs, also with consultants, that they are very, very good with tactics, that they are very good with like the nitty-gritty details, but yet they don't see the big picture. On the other hand, I also see people that they only think strategically, but they don't understand the tactical, what it takes to get it done, to execute. The way that I did it personally is I focus on tactics first, because I don't believe you can be a very, very good strategic thinker if you don't understand the tactics, right? You don't understand the day-to-day and what it takes to execute that strategy, because if you don't know, all you have is a crazy wild guess of what the strategy is, and you don't know if it works or not. So I'll give you a perfect example. Let's say you run a restaurant and you just focus on strategies, big picture. You know what, this is what the restaurant should look like, and this is the decor, and this is going to be the menu, and this is the color that we want. That's all kind of strategic strategy thing, and we're going to open up, how we open up second and third location and fifth location, and we're going to franchise this, and all this stuff is good. Right? That's strategy, and that's critical, that's important. But tactically is, how do we make good food? How do we make sure the ingredients are fresh? How do we make sure that we get repeat customers? How do we make sure that the waiter and the waitress in the trenches with the customer service, how do we ensure that they actually provide a great experience for the guests? And how do we make sure that they are happy as well? They're earning good money, earning good tips. See, that's tactic. How do you make sure the table is clean? That's tactic, strategy and tactic, and you need both to have a successful business. So the way I did it is I understand the tactics. I've worked in the trenches. I know the nitty-gritty details. I have done it. My job, my first job and the only job, I was the one that is cleaning the bathroom. I was the one that was stocking cans on the shelves. Before this, right? I've done a lot of things, like a lot of dirty work, right? A lot of stuff that gotta roll up the sleeves that are not pleasant, but you do it. You learn what it takes, and you learn the different aspects of a business. Then later on, when you evolve, then maybe you make a shift of, you don't do that shift overnight. Instead of doing 80%, it could be tactical and then 20% strategic, and then later on maybe 60% tactical and then 40% strategic, and then later on it's the other way around. It's 20% tactical and then 80% strategic, until get to a point where you're very successful, get to the point that you are doing maybe 100% strategic work, or kind of like what I do today, but it's not overnight. But this is how I develop it. You cannot be afraid of doing the hard work. You got to pay the price, and usually it takes years to master all the tactics, to know all the tactics that are available to make that business successful in your chosen industry. Then when you come up with strategies, it's precise, it's bang on. That's my recommendation. Until next time, I'll see you in my belly.